What's up, my gnomies? It's episode 31 of Dour Gnome Adventures with Matt.
I spent extra time with Dimitri this weekend.
Mark.
Hey, I didn't.
Dimitri.
I spent extra time with Matt this weekend.
And Brian.
I spent extra time with myself this weekend.
And I'm your GM, Ryan. I spent extra time with myself as well.
Excellent.
Who's got a recap?
Any volunteers, or am I doing this?
I volunteer Bob.
Okay, I'm doing this. So if memory is correct, last time we were fighting cultists at the top of the island around the Rusthenge. And we finished them off with, well, they were not as tough as their fungus wolf. Afterwards, after we finished all of them off, we figured out that the fungus wolf was actually like some sort of an extraplanar creature native to like evil planes or whatnot. And it was actually the fungus itself that was controlling the corpse of the wolf or something like that. It was difficult, but whatever, it was dead. We then examined the spires and found out that there were actually 7 of them, and they seemed to mimic the points of the Sihedron rune, and there were actually ruined statues resembling the Thessalonian runes for the 7 rune lords next to them, and a couple of them actually had grooves leading to like a central pit that might have been used for blood sacrifices because we found some dried blood in there.
Yeah, but I found it interesting that it was specifically only flowing to 2 of the statues.
Yes, the grooves were only from 2 of them. One for the New Thessalonian rune lord. I remember that one. Right. And do you guys remember the other one?
Sortian.
Ah, yes. Right. So, Sortian, was that the bride or, well?
Lust.
Right. So we found that out. And actually, I wanted to ask, Ryan, you said we were outside and we were looking at like the sunset?
Yeah.
So we had spent the entire day by that point already?
Yeah, you'd been inside for quite some time.
Didn't realize that. So maybe it would have been optimal to actually go back into town and rest. But, okay. Well, we decided that we were actually going to go back to the lower level because we ascended this spiral kind of cave kind of staircase. So we went back down to the worked stone level. And then we went into the staircase to the Underdarklands, whatever they call it in this particular
Darklands.
Darklands.
Yes. Well, it was under. We're under something now. And when we descended that staircase, we got ambushed by 2 more Azomis. Yes, it's a proper noun now. He's lost all rights to the brand name.
The Azomai?
Yes. Sure, Azomai. And we'll spell it with an AE on the end.
Greek.
We'll spell it with an AE so that it sounds Latin, but it's actually Greek.
Okay.
Let's throw in a theta in there somewhere too, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Athomi.
Are we Andalusian now?
Anyway, we fought 2 of them. We beat them. We ended up in a room with a large door, a small door, and a partially collapsed hallway. So, of course, we went down the partially collapsed hallway instead of walking through doors like regular people.
Yeah.
We're adventurers who have played Rise of the Rune Lords.
Well, yes.
Follow the path less taken.
Generally, adventurers taking the path that the GM expects.
I actually did expect you to go this way.
I knew you were going to say that.
Damn it.
That is definitely expert counter programming.
I said, there's no way they're going through the doors first. Why would they do that?
I hear Riddleport's nice this time of year.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm still expecting Brian or Matt to ask us to go to Chopper's basement.
No, thanks.
That might be the next adventure.
No.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if indeed that's what's going to happen.
I have it on good authority that we have cousins there.
Yes.
Sandpoint.
What's a sandpoint?
Yeah, I knew that was coming too.
So yeah, you guys stepped through the rubble. Bob, I gave you a hero point.
And for me, you drew the card as well.
I did.
You did. All right. Well, the card you drew is Tuck and Roll. Play after a creature or hazard hits you with a strike. You take the minimum amount of damage and fall prone.
So you guys step through the rubble. Cinder Spark went around the corner there, kind of makes a U-turn in the cave. And Cinder Spark, give you guys a room description again. A short and winding tunnel, ancient and artificial, leads to a natural pocket in the stone. A large number of what appear to be ruined pieces of furniture lie in heaps along the northern side of the cave, and what appears to be a nest has been built in the middle of the mess. As you round the corner, stepping through all of the rocks and whatnot, you see rising out of the rubble. The first thing that you notice are these short horns coming off of this head. Show you a picture here. I would say it looks humpback, but it looks more like the head is growing out of the chest.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's more hump than back.
Has these claws, clawed hands, a tail, forked tail, and kind of dog-like legs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hate it already. It's eating a book.
Yes, it's eating a book. It's got these pointy ears that come out of the side of its head, and these teeth that I don't even know how to describe the teeth. Mole-like, maybe.
So
I'm definitely angry at the book eating.
I have mixed feelings about this because it's dog-like, but it's also eating a book. So,
I mean, you guys could be best friends and hated enemies all together.
well, all you have to do is chop off its legs. That's the only dog-like part, right?
as far as I know.
Right. So you chop off the legs and then you can be friends with the top half.
Well, he has a dog slicer, but he doesn't have a dog chopper.
So I can slice off its legs.
Exactly. This could be your Darth Maul.
I don't want him as a mole.
Okay, Darth Maul, M-O-L-E.
Begins to speak.
All right, we have different definitions of speak.
Was that in a language we don't understand again?
It is in a language you do not understand again.
All right. I don't speak Book Eater, even though I've spoken to some.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I definitely did not pick the right languages for this campaign.
I was expecting more people to. More people should be speaking Goblin, honestly.
I mean, I have Dwarven, Elven, Goblin, Jotun, and Thessalonian.
Do you have Chthonian?
No, why would I do that?
Draconic?
No.
Empyrean?
Listen.
No, Ryan, do you speak Necro?
No.
See?
No.
That's how that feels, Ryan.
I gave you the languages for free without even a knowledge check.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you look at it with the quizzical look, it then grabs a piece of detritus and begins to throw it. And that's going to be initiative. All right. Bob, what's your initiative?
24.
24. Borm.
13.
Cinderspark.
Also 13.
And Vercog.
25.
With a 25, Vercog, you are going to go first as you hear the
Thing.
for the lack of a better term, babbling in a foreign language.
Oh, we don't see a book fly out of the darkness and smash past Cinder Spark?
5.
No, it only made it to about the hallway.
Did it actually throw the book?
You're going to get the book thrown at you.
I'm going to assume that he did throw a book, and it does make me angry.
Are there lights back here, by the way?
Does not appear that way, no.
I think the lights were like when we descended the stairs in the area with actual doors.
Right. But like back here, there are no lights.
It is a dark room.
Not that we really care because we have dark vision, right?
Right.
But it's only to a certain extent.
I see that he has chucked a book at us.
Yeah. You see that he chucked some detritus.
Uh-huh.
He's turned a book into detritus.
I am not a fan.
He is an affront to knowledge. End him.
Yes. I'm going to throw a set of needle darts at him.
I'm sure he's not going to like that. And that's kind of
unfortunate.
It's going to piss him off.
Yeah, me too. That is a 19.
A 19. Roll some damage.
Fabulous.
As your needle darts strike true.
Indeed. And they are currently heightened to 1. Heightened 1. Oh my god, because I get another die. So that is 12 points of damage, and I will resist clicking the damage or the double button today.
It appears that all goes through.
Fabulous. Lebob.
Okay, so I have no idea what's going on. So I think I need to move first. 1, 2, 3. Where is Cinderspark?
You are Cinderspark's base. You cannot end your turn there.
Can I end my turn here or not?
Probably not, no.
Okay, so the first diagonal should be free, so that's still 20. I am going to... I don't know how tough this dude is, and I don't know if he's going to go before anybody else does, so defending myself is kind of a priority at the moment. Do I want to give you guys song, or do I want to pee in his breastplate? I think we all know the answer to that one. However, he is... 25 feet away. Yes, I believe he is in range.
It's a mighty range for you being able to pee in his breastplate from 25 feet away.
I can effectively pee up to 30 feet away. But there's got to be a breastplate to aim at. You know.
He is unarmored.
Oh, all right. Then I tell him about the dangling corpse's pockets, the dangling corpse's pockets, the dangling corpse's pockets.
I-ho the Mario, the dangling corpse's pockets.
Okay, so we're rolling a performance against his will DC and attempting to fascinate him as well. Wow. Okay, what a time for a crit. So we've got a 30 against his will DC.
Damn.
Will DC. That is going to be a critical success.
Okay, so number 1.
Don't get too excited, Bob. You might pee on your feet.
I'm breastplates, please. So first of all, he takes a -1 status penalty to perception checks and will saves for 1 minute. Second, the fascinating performance puts him at fascinated as in the condition for 1 round.
Fascinate doesn't have a crit effect?
No, it does not.
That's unfortunate.
The crit effect is, if you're in combat, you have to crit. Out of combat, I just have to beat the will DC. In combat, I have to crit in order for it to work at all.
Getcha.
And that is a move, 1 action. And because he's probably going to come after me, I am going to cast Shield.
All right. You have a shield up?
Magical. I also have a buckler, but right now I have a magical shield up.
Yes.
That is 3 actions, and I am done.
And you guys are already rolling rocks. This guy, he is going to charge at Bob.
Well, he's fascinated by me, so I would expect nothing else.
And he is going to take a bite at Bob. That is going to be a 24 to hit.
That is going to hit, even with my higher AC. Okay, is he dealing physical damage to me?
He is.
Bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. Okay.
This is piercing.
So I think I'm going to take a reaction to shield block.
Okay.
And what that's going to do is it's going to absorb some of the damage. Specifically 5.
That's 16 points of damage.
Is that before or after
before
applying?
Your shield? That's before your shield damage.
So
the hardness of your shield is 5.
Right.
You would take 11.
Right. And after I use the shield block, the spell ends and I can't cast it again for another 10 minutes. But it did prevent me from taking 5 points of damage, so I'm going to say that was worth it.
Absolutely. And I'm going to need a fortitude save from Bob. Roll high.
What if he doesn't want to?
I mean, he doesn't have to.
Well, fortunately, I did. This is a 19 plus 7, which makes it a 26.
A 26 is a success. All right. Meaning that the bite was so successful for its second attack, its third action, it is going to take another bite. This time with the map. Natural 1. Put that die off to the side. That will be the end of its turn. Borm, you hear a ruckus around the corner from you, down the hall. Probably Bob yelled out after he took a bite.
Well, he heard the dangling corpse's pockets, and that doesn't usually happen unless we're in a fight with something.
I don't know.
Does he not just sing that randomly as he's kind of going about his day?
That's how I feel.
Generally, yes, but I also use it in combat.
All right. Borm does not have the opportunity to get past the traffic jam here in the hallway, so he is going to get in line behind Vercog. He's within 25 feet of the book thrower, or detritus thrower, or whatever it was. And he's actually going to let out a shout and attempt to demoralize. So it is going to be an intimidation check against his will DC. And this will be my third action. It's a 16 on the die for 25 total.
A 25 total is a success.
All right.
So he is now frightened. Is that correct?
He is frightened 1.
All right. Look at that go. Okay.
That's the end of Borm's turn.
All right. Cinder Spark.
Okay, a couple of questions, because this hallway is very weird, especially since it's not snapped to an actual grid. Where can I go? And how far away from me is he actually?
He is 15 feet from you, including your square. So there are no squares between you and him to go to. You would have to go beyond him.
Mm-hmm, which I can't.
Tumble through, right?
Right, but if you fail, you have to stop in the square that you were already in, which I can't.
Yeah, you just get bounced to the next square.
So you bounce right back where you started.
Yep.
I know I'm unbreakable and all, but I don't really want to go bouncing around the corridor.
Oh, I should have used the hero point to take minimal damage. Then I would be prone and you could stand in my space.
I don't want you singing from underneath my legs, Bob.
Well, I mean... last time didn't really go that well, I understand. But, you know, there's always a chance it'll go better.
Yeah.
It's there.
There's always a chance. All right, well, we'll try tumble through because I otherwise am just going to leave. These are my choices: tumble through or leave. So we'll try tumble through first. So we get the acrobatics. This is against his reflex DC.
Okay.
I believe. Hold on. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, and it is 17.
A 17, you do not make any progress.
Cool.
You bounce off of his dog-like leg.
I spit on it as I get pushed back. Sorry, Bob, I gotta leave.
But you have more actions. You could try again.
I know, or I could leave. This is I laid this out. Fine. I'll try again. But
Then with
one
your
more
third
time.
action, you can leave.
Yes. So yeah, we'll try one more time. And hopefully his stupid dog legs are still in the fucking way because I rolled lower. 12. Does 12 get through this time?
No, you bounce off of his kneecap.
I don't like his kneecaps.
You should bite them.
I would if I could get close enough. And if I had a bite attack.
Why didn't you just take out your reach weapon?
This is why I asked how far away he is.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it's the 15 feet just with the measurement.
This is why I asked to start off everything, and I got the answer, and I said, okay, I'm gonna either leave or tumble through. So,
all right, how far?
Anyway,
when you leave,
huh?
How far are you going when you leave?
Well, I'm gonna tumble through again. I'm not gonna actually leave.
With your third action?
Yeah.
Okay.
There might be another hallway on the other end.
Dun-dun-dun.
There might be another hallway. We don't know. Well, I rolled considerably higher that time. How does a 27 sound?
A 27 is a success.
Hooray! There's not another hallway back here. I was lied to.
I said there might be.
I was lied to. So that's 3 actions of me just trying to bounce through his fucking dog legs, and I finally got through, and I spit on his little doggy tail.
All right. And it is the unfriendly Vercog at the top of round 2.
I mean, he's throwing around books. I think that's very unfriendly.
He has eaten a chunk of Bob. I'm fairly certain he's unfriendly, but if you'd like to wait, he might eat more.
He has dog legs.
Oh, well, that's enough.
I'm going to avoid the cover that Bob is providing by casting a phase bolt.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You're going to have to deal with it.
I love the things Ryan doesn't like.
So here we go. I attack. That is a 23.
That is also a hit.
I am a little shotgun, short and stout.
Yeah.
And that's 11 damage on 4d4, and I yet again resist clicking damage.
Good work.
Get him, Bob!
He's still
Don't you
standing.
still have an action?
Yeah, I do.
Identify?
Good call. Yes, I will recall knowledge.
So Bob doesn't get
Recall
punched.
knowledge. Give me a knowledge religion check or an applicable lore.
Dog lore.
Goblin lore?
No.
It has dog legs, Ryan.
Pass.
You believe this to be a deformed human
Yes.
Use knowledge.
from Iron Harbor. That is not just a failure. That is a critical failure.
Yeah.
It's one of those traitorous dogs from Iron Harbor.
I knew it.
Which half? The top or the bottom?
Obviously,
Bottom. Get him, Bob.
I don't know. With a natural one, he might identify the top as a dog. Okay.
All right, Bob.
Well, I don't want to be here, but if I move, he's going to start eating Vercog, and that's worse. So we're going to start with a Courageous Anthem, which should apply it to pretty much everybody, because right now you're all in my line of effect. Action 2 is going to be a melee punch, because I'm currently in a flank with Cinderspark, so I might as well take advantage of that. Cold Iron Light Hammer, in case it matters. Here goes the roll. And that's a crit.
That is a natural 20 for a 27. Yay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Now, the damage is only a d6 plus 1, but okay, it's maxed. So that's 7 doubled for a 14.
And he lets out a shriek as you feel like he took even more damage.
Oh, okay, so Cold Iron's effective against this bastard. All right, we're doing it again. We're doing it again. Okay, strikes. Oh, let's do it through
Man, you guys are killing it now.
Well, we're trying to.
Hopefully.
So let's try it one more time. Yeah, but that's against his off-guard AC. So does 20 hit his off-guard AC?
Does a 20 hit his off-guard AC? That strikes true.
All right, and the damage again is only a d6 plus 1 for a total of 4 this time. Plus whatever it does to him that I can't tell. I do, however, shout, "Hey guys, I think Cold Iron hurts him more." However, that is 3 actions, and I am done with my turn.
All right. And this guy is frightened 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's no longer fascinated, but the goblin song will last.
Cinderspark did get through the space, but he's not too concerned about Cinderspark because Bob is wrecking his shit.
Bob has a thing this dude is apparently hurt by. I expect Bob to eat teeth, claws, whatever this guy's got. Horns?
He is going to take a bite out of Bob.
All right, my AC is lower than last turn.
Please don't eat his teeth, though, 'cause that's just disturbing.
All right. Attack number 1 is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
That hits. Dice. How about these ones? That is 17 points of piercing damage.
Can I use tuck and roll now? The hero point thing that you drew for me to take minimum damage.
Sure.
He wants to say no so badly.
No, I was just reading the card.
Okay, so whatever minimum damage is.
Oh, minimum damage would be 7.
Okay, I'll take that. However, it will put me prone, which means I'm going to be off guard against future attacks.
And he's going to try to bite you again. Second attack is a 19 to hit.
Well, it would have hit my regular AC, so no difference there.
Let's see. What kind of damage are we going to do here? Oh, did you give me that fortitude save?
You didn't ask for it.
That's true, you didn't.
Is this disease, poison, or fear?
No.
Okay, then it's a regular +7 for a 12.
12. That is a failure. And your face becomes mutilated.
Oh, wow. Is this
He took a chunk. He took a chunk right out of your cheek.
Okay, is there a mechanical condition that's applied to me?
Yes,
or?
I am going to put that on you.
Oof.
And you now have a -1 status penalty to charisma-based checks.
Oh, that's so great for a class that relies on charisma.
Bob is winning the condition race.
He is.
I'm not in a race, I'm prone.
For the second attack, that is 11 points of damage.
Okay, Bob still exists.
And I need another fortitude save.
Stop eating, Bob.
This one is a 19.
A 19. We are going to bump that up as he takes another chunk out of your face and...
Cumulative up to -3. Yeah, okay.
You know what? We're going to go ahead and try a third...
Bite Bob again? All right.
A third bite on Bob. The chance of me hitting is pretty slim, I think. But
Why would you put that out there in the world?
I put nothing but good things into the world.
Oh, no, I disagree. This is not a good thing. You put it
Just
there.
ate Bob's face.
I told you I put good things into the world. Bob, that is a 12 to hit.
12 misses.
Told you I put good things into the world.
No. First you put bad things, and then you go, you see? Bad things aren't as bad as you expected. That's good, right?
I taketh, then I giveth.
No, I don't want
Taking a
to.
chunk out of his cheek.
You can't give this back.
Maybe he can. But you spit that out.
I'm not eating his face once we're done with him, okay?
And he's just gnawing on the flesh of Bob. Borm.
You can stand in my spot if you'd like. I am prone.
Okay. Borm will do that. All right, I'm going to swing with my greatsword. That's going to be a 22 to hit.
A 22 is a hit.
11 points of damage.
All right. He is still up.
All right, I'm going to take my second attack.
I don't like it.
Oof, 2 on the die for 7 total, and that is the end of Borm's turn.
All right. Borm did some damage. Cinderspark. This guy's looking a little wobbly after meeting with Bob and Borm. How do you want to proceed?
Still ruminating on Bob. I think I'll try to stab him with the dog slicer.
You gonna try and get those pieces of Bob back?
I mean, whether or not Bob wants them is up to Bob, but we'll try to get him to spit that out. So we'll take a strike. And it is a 14.
14 is a miss.
Okay, well, let's try again. I have nothing better to do back here because I'm not going into that nest. Okay. This is a 20.
A 20 strikes true.
Just a question. He was off guard. 14 off guard AC also misses?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, regardless, he can take some dog slicey damage. 9 points of dog slicey damage.
And he had 8 points left. Describe your kill.
I cut off the dog.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Cut him off at the dog.
Yep.
He spits out what's left of the bits of Bob as he
My
falls
face,
to the
my
ground.
beautiful face. I'm not supposed to put weight on it.
I'll go collect the bits of Bob and just kind of wipe them off. Do you want this back? I don't know.
Well, somebody who has medical expertise could tell me how that mutilating bite can be removed from me, because I think the penalty to charisma is going to persist until that is gone.
I'm trained in medicine now. I've learned.
Oh, you have?
Me too.
Well,
But I think it would be much funnier for
okay. I'm going to roll religion in order to see if I recognize what the hell just ate my face. And with a 7, I doubt it. I do.
Yeah.
Again, you also believe this to be some kind of human, deformed human from the town of Iron Harbor.
While he does that, Borm is going to lay on hands on Bob, and you'll get 12 points of healing back.
Lay on Bob.
I'm going to investigate this pile.
It is a nice pile. We should look at the pile.
While you are medicining, or would you like me to medicine?
I think we should trade. You can take this bits of Bob and try to put it back, and I'll look at the pile.
Not a problem. I'm on it.
And while you do that, I'm going to Hymn of Healing myself for 8 hit points.
I made a 20.
All right. With that, you believe that the only way for him to heal that kind of wound is going to be rest.
Okay, but at least I can heal the hit point damage.
Yes,
nice pile here for you to sleep in.
You're looking at this pile. You're picking up the bits and pieces. This looks like freshly broken furniture.
Okay, I'm going to apply that 6 and that 2 to myself as healing, and I'm actually 1 HP down.
Okay, that's much better.
Did anybody else want to try to figure out what this guy is?
I don't know. Does anybody else have religion? Borm?
I can.
Oh, yeah. Borm does.
Try. Well, I rolled a 1.
We're destined to know nothing.
You believe this to be a fish.
I have a -1, so I have a total of 0.
We are really not filling out the Final Fantasy bestiary well. Sure.
Borm got a 10.
A 10?
Yeah, 10.
You also do not know what this is. You believe it to be something from the depths, though.
But more importantly, we don't actually care. The important part is that he was half dog, and we've cut that off of him. Now,
it was the not dog half that was eating Bob, so that's actually good.
Yes. However, we made sure that Bob could survive without the bits that the thing ate. The thing couldn't survive without the dog bits we cut off. So clearly, we're superior to it.
I mean, weren't we always?
Well, yes. Everything is goblins.
Speaking of it, we have to run its pockets and see what it had.
It had those fanciful teeth. It has some really nice claws.
Wait, are those like dentures? Are we looting the teeth?
I am now.
Yeah, we're definitely turning those into a necklace, too.
I don't know. I would rather you did not.
The best goblin jewelers this side of Riddleport.
So they do still have parts of Bob in the teeth?
Yeah, PTSD.
No, it's BTS Bob.
So let's see here. You did lay on hands. Did anybody, and then Vercog, you treated wounds?
Yes.
Yeah, I sure did.
While the wounds are getting treated, we can take 10 and recover the focus points.
Okay.
Again, is somebody searching through the pile of rubble?
I'll roll.
I looked. It's just broken furniture.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'll roll perception as well if you'd like.
It's fine. I just gave that to you for free. There's nothing in
Thanks.
here. Yeah, you spend a little time searching the room. You're tearing through the rubble and throwing pieces. And there's pieces of chair, beds, desks, tables.
You know,
it looks like it was all broken relatively recent.
Last time we encountered a room that was this kind of mess, there was a note from Elder Ordwy in there.
Mm-hmm.
This time there isn't?
There is not.
Okay.
Well, if this is fresh and he just broke it, that he just got here somewhat recently.
Yeah.
I don't know why that matters, though.
Are there any other entries into the room?
You don't see anything, no.
No.
We take a look at the walls and look for secret doors or anything.
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception.
Going to spend far more time in this place than you ever wanted us to, Ryan.
That's okay.
Yeah.
This is our new base of operations.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Bobbing it.
Well, I'm utterly convinced that there may be secret doors here, and that's why I rolled a 20.
All right. Bob, with the critical success on the perception, you are confident there are no other exits.
Hey, Ryan, on the map, on the way that we came back, it looks like there's a couple of spikes in the wall. Is that representative of a door?
Yes.
That was the big spiky double door that we did not go through because it was all pokey.
Well, Borum will head back that way.
Wait up, I have short legs and a bird.
We all have short legs.
And a bird.
I don't have a bird. You are correct. So there's the big spooky pokey door, or
Personally, Bob would like to sleep this off and maybe tell everybody in town that we discovered the entrance to Underdark.
What's an Underdark?
Darklands? Wrong game.
Wrong setting.
You're thinking 3-5.
Well, it's dark and it's under.
Darklands is a fabulous role-playing game.
We found the basement's basement.
Yeah, it's the Underdark.
Shopper's basement?
Actually, no, hold on. We came here from the Stonehome's basement. So that makes the area above us the basement's basement. This is the basement's basement.
The sub basement.
Yes, it's basements all the way down.
Well, yeah, that's how basements work. So I already checked this door out, as I recall. Correct, Ryan?
Yeah, you didn't hear anything behind it?
And it was also not trapped or locked.
Bob no longer feels so gung-ho about being right behind Cinderspark.
Why is that?
Bob is missing some face.
Maybe you should try to save some face.
I have 2 second-level slots that are not filled.
Yes, and we're only getting those back if we rest. That's another reason why Bob wanted to go and rest, besides his beautiful face.
So I shouldn't open this door?
And that's why you did, isn't it?
You open the door. There's a 10-foot hallway that goes to the right.
But it doglegs back up and I see another door.
Yes, it does dogleg back north about another 10 feet.
I don't like hallways that dogleg and closing this door.
So you really just did it for the bit.
Yeah, I always commit to the bit.
You are nothing else if not committed to the bit.
Yeah,
Do we want to go check on the goat? Is that...
You need to be committed a bit.
Okay, so we're going back to talk to Elsie and the goat?
I mean, if you want to check out this hallway, you can check out this hallway.
No, with dog legs. I never want anything to do with that hallway.
Do you want to slice the hallway?
Because it involves dogs and legs.
Right. I can't slice the hallway.
Actually, let's ask the GM. Can the dog slicer slice the hallway? What's the hallway made out of?
Stone.
Can the dog slicer bypass the hardness of stone?
I think I can't.
I don't think so. I think we already determined that.
Can you sneak attack the stone?
I don't think I can. Is it off guard?
Can you sneak up on the stone wall?
All right, Borm, what do you want to do?
Borm is perfectly fine if we'd like to rest. He's far hardier and does not need spell slots like the small folk.
I don't have spell slots.
Wow.
Let's not get all high and mighty up on our tall fucking goddamn legs, okay?
If we want to go into the next room and find out what's in there, Bob will begrudgingly accept that choice.
Let's just go home.
Borm figures that the foreboding spiky doors hold something that might benefit from rest, so he'll throw his vote that way.
You want us to go in there and rest in there?
No, he means this is the saves point.
I think you should go in there.
Yeah, I bet you do.
By the way, what is providing light in this room? Because I see yellow dots on the map.
Yeah, those are...
I assumed wall sconces.
Correct. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Okay, but how are they lit? Are they actual torches or magic or what?
Skyrim rules.
The carefully controlled light artfully illuminates several painted frescoes on the opposite wall. Flickering flames.
In short, magic.
Mm-hmm.
Brightly lit. Yeah, the 40-foot high chamber is brightly lit by flickering flames inset into small silver-lined nooks.
Ooh, nooks.
Okay, not detachable. Can't be looted.
Do we need to go all the way back to rest, or can we find a room in the fort? And
I mean, I think theoretically we could sleep here. It's just we would have to take shifts. We could sleep on the pile, back with Bob's face.
Yeah, I mean, you could go into the greater fort where there were beds, the above ground portion.
We could also go back to town and have breakfast at Elsie's.
This goblin cannot go without breakfast, clearly.
I mean, on one hand, Bob doesn't really want to show...
There might be a room to the north with breakfast.
No, Bob has just been turned into breakfast.
What about the one to the west?
I feel like this is more of a mid-evening snack.
That's true. This might even be a midnight run.
Borm is going to ask, since he wasn't familiar initially, that if we're looking for somebody, it might be beneficial to stay here so that we might hear comings and goings. Although breakfast at a bar sounds fantastic, it seems like a long trek back and then a long trek in the morning.
I'm with you there. I think that we stay down here, bunker up, and then then roll.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
All right. On second thought, Bob doesn't actually want to show his damaged face in town. So resting out of town sounds better.
All right. You guys make your way up to beds?
Well, why not just sleep down here?
You're fine to sleep wherever you want.
I'm asking the party, not the DM.
I think it might be better if we use the rock pile as an observation spot, take shifts watching, and everybody else who isn't on shift can rest in the pile room. How's that sound to you guys?
Sounds good.
It does sound like we have a Chthonian corpse in the room that we're spending the night with.
Well, yes.
Those horns and teeth are definitely mine.
Put it on the other side of the stairwell so we don't have to smell it.
That's a bad idea. That might tip off
We don't leave
somebody.
corpses, but we also have the Azomi corpses outside.
Oh.
We can go get those and bring them in here as well.
Oh, I got it. Drag out the Chthonian and pose him like he got killed by them.
Okay, let's do that. Let's
All right.
Ryan, do you want to roll something like deception or something to make it look like we can stage this as a scene?
Sure. Who's got deception?
I do. I'm assuming Bob does, but without his face, he's not as good at liar.
That's true. That's true. This relies
I have a
on my face.
+1 deception.
Well,
So I'm going to try it, but I don't know how.
One of you can do it, and another one can aid.
Bob is still better than most of the party.
especially when I roll a 1.
Okay, over there.
You're not very good at the whole staging thing, are you?
Listen, I'm just giggling that it ate Bob.
That's
Thunderspark
not
tries to stage them on the steps. It looks more like a Weekend at Bernie's scene.
It's like,
Yes.
I'm coming to kill you. Oh no, don't hit me.
They're not supposed to be hugging. No. Put the halberd back in the.
Bob.
What are you even doing with that?
Bob, that's not hugging.
I'm just having luck.
Oh,
Guys.
that's worse.
It is worse, but I just wanted to make sure that you were educated.
I'm educated. I was willfully ignoring that possibility.
Too bad, so sad.
Thanks, guys. This is just what I needed.
You're welcome.
I'm going to eat your face. No, I'm going to eat your face.
Hey, you guys.
I'm done with this. I'm going to sleep.
You guys spend some time down here. You kind of proverbial, back in this dark room. It's quiet, eerily quiet. It's damp. Anytime somebody moves, the scraping noise is startling. It just seems so loud in the deafening quiet.
I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to piece together what exactly this detritus used to be before he got wrecked?
He told us it's it was furniture.
Yeah, it's like chairs and tables and bed frames and.
Doesn't it look like this hallway is a bit narrow for some of that?
Not if it's broken.
Yeah.
So it was broken first and then brought in here as a nest for the thing.
Or it was brought in and then it was...
Yeah, or turned sideways on its side.
Okay,
Pivot.
Yes, that's exactly it. I picture this dude yelling pivot in Infernal or whatever.
You spend time. I assume you guys take turns taking watch.
Yep. And before we bed down, I'm going to cast the Hymn of Healing on myself to recover that last hit point.
Wouldn't you have gotten it back anyway when you sleep?
Yes, but just in case we encounter something overnight.
All right.
And recover those focus points as well.
Mm-hmm.
We are, after all, in the middle of an unfriendly terrain.
Mm-hmm.
And what time would you guys you think normally wake up?
It's currently 5 a.m. in game. Is that time and date correct?
Yeah.
Then I figure around noon.
Well, I was already fast forwarding the clock, so.
Okay.
So they actually have a rest schedule, and it's like 10 and a half hours for 4 people to rest 8 hours.
Let's assume 8 hours with each of us taking a 2-hour shift.
Right, that's what the rest schedule is supposed to represent.
And does my face return?
You get a little bit of your face back, and you can reduce that by 1.
Wow, that's great. No, you reduce that by 1 because I would just right-click it and make it go away. Oh, whoops. I did right-click it to reduce it by 1, but apparently you already right-clicked it to reduce it by 1, so now it's gone. So could you put it back? Please. I shouldn't be asking for it back, but perhaps it's time to discuss second-level spell slots?
Yes.
So I decided that I'm going to take Blood Vendetta. This is a will save spell, but it's actually a reaction. With a range of 30 feet, it targets the triggering creature, and when something deals me piercing, slashing, or persistent bleed, I curse the target, punishing it for having the audacity to spill my blood. The target then takes 2d6 persistent bleed and attempts a will save. It's unaffected on a crit. It takes half the bleed on a success. On a failure, it takes full and has weakness 1 to piercing and slashing. On a crit, it's the same effect but doubled for the persistent bleed.
Okay.
The other spell that I've been considering is Illusory Creature. It's a sustained spell with a range of 500 feet. It makes an illusory image of a large or smaller creature with the appropriate smells, sounds, and feels. It can't be more than 500 feet away from me or the spell ends. It can't talk, but I can, try to make people believe that it does by doing the speech or the sounds. And then it can use 2 actions per turn when I sustain, which is kind of similar to how you command an animal and it has 2 actions because you've spent 1. It can attack things. And if it hits things with a strike, it deals mental damage, which is non-lethal. The GM would have to keep track of this damage separately, though, because if somebody ever disbelieves the image, they are going to recover from this damage.
Okay.
So that's more work for you.
I love more work.
However, I would like to request humbly that the image, should I cast it, is an animated object, baby grand piano.
Okay.
Because, it's silently creeping and accompanying Bob, as in the following, not as in the playing with him, because it doesn't make noise way. And then Bob pointing at somebody and a baby grand piano flying towards them and attempting to strike with its legs. I want to see that happen.
Okay.
Thank you.
For Cog, you got some spells too, right?
I do. I opted for number 1. I chose Knock, which is nowhere near as useful in this edition as it is in previous editions, as it just gives you bonuses to thievery to unlock doors. And I took Vomit Swarm.
Love that.
Which again is a bit different. It is a 30-foot cone. They don't seem to stick around. It's just 1 round.
That sounds very Verkogish.
Yeah. I'm assuming that it's going to take the form of the things that I have eaten because delicious. That's me for now.
Swarm of cookies, go.
Yeah, more like a swarm of acid.
Well, yes, they're cookies with the acid template.
No.
No?
No.
So you guys get a restful night's sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody seems to know that you were here.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh,
They don't care.
Does Borm get new spells at level 3 or not?
No, he doesn't. Unless I'm misreading, it would only be available via feats that offer focus pulls.
Not a full caster like a cleric then.
Right.
We don't have delicious breakfast cooked for us down here, though, Ryan.
I did not make this choice.
We do actually need to eat, though.
I hope you guys have rations.
I believe I do.
I have 7 rations that I can divide amongst people.
Yeah, I think we all got the same backpack.
I have 2 more. Oh, pardon me. I have 7 out of 7 uses for my 2 rations, so I have 14.
Well, you guys can click off a ration because you've actually used one now.
Hooray. I mean...
Delicious.
It's not an Elsie breakfast.
Yeah, but really, what is?
I do have alcohol we could just, drink. We could get stewed.
On an empty stomach?
No, I had rations. You're not my mom.
You don't know that.
I think I do. Shit, just for that, Ryan. I want to actually drink the damn alcohol. Yeah, matter of fact, I will. Yeah, let's praise Caden.
Mm-hmm.
Praise Caden.
Use. Sorry.
So, big door,
that?
Little door.
Sorry, I need to roll a save and throw against alcohol. No.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm dead ass. I'm drinking it.
Okay.
Let's see. Where the hell is? Where are my saves? They're here somewhere. See what happens when you drink first thing in the morning, people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I succeed because it's just flimsy ass alcohol. It's a 23.
Yeah, that's a critical success.
Silly alcohol.
You're a goblin and a Cadenite at that, right?
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way I roll. Okay, so there was the big pokey scary door, or the dog hallway.
The big pokey scary door, Ryan. Does it have the same kind of art style as the Tsar Azmak stuff that we've seen elsewhere?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is actually a little bit late, but another reason to go back to town and sleep at Elsie's would have been I could have gotten fucking lockpicks.
Shit.
Did they break as in they're completely gone, or they're broken as in the condition so they could be fixed?
Either way, I don't actually... Okay, so hold on. Let me just pop this into the chat. The Thieves Toolkit. If your Thieves Toolkit is broken, you can repair it by replacing the lockpicks with replacement picks appropriate to your toolkit. Doesn't require a repair action. But I still can't do that here.
Well, then the solution is to start killing thieves.
Yeah. Let's go find them.
And looting their picks.
All right, you guys going north, east, or west?
Dennis.
No, Dennis is an obvious exit. It's clearly a red herring.
I don't want to go through the big scary pokey door.
Okay. You going up the stairs?
Yeah, this is a silly
You go cry to mom?
Well, we have to find Elder Mom.
All right, you open the big scary door to the north.
It's not.
Wait, hold on. Are you telling me that our tears automatically like home in on mom? Can we just cry towards her and follow?
Tear dousing when this cry will find mom.
You open the door to the north. You have a short hallway ahead of you. It doglegs further north.
Yeah, I'm going to sneak up on the dog leg.
I will roll sneak for you. You sneak forward, and you see that it makes a full 90-degree turn to the east with a door at the end of that hallway.
How devious.
So it is no longer a dog leg.
I mean, if you break a dog's leg... Anyway, we're just going to go this way. Check out this door.
The door to the north. I assume you want to know what's behind it.
Mm-hmm. Is it trapped? Is it locked?
Locked. Trapped. It is not locked. It does not appear trapped.
I like how you said that. Do you hear anything beyond the door?
The hallway sounds quiet to you.
Sweet. I will impulsively open the door.
You open the door. An ancient... What's that?
Impulsive.
You impulsively open the door. An ancient bed stands against the north wall with a new mattress and blanket upon it. Next to the bed stands an ancient writing desk and chair, both appearing withered and rickety. Near the southern doorway sits an iron-banded wooden chest with a steel padlock keeping it secure. A single flickering torch sitting absently on its side on the desk lights the room, and a rapier leans against the side of the desk.
So we should have come in here last night and somebody could have slept in the bed.
It's true.
Okay, there's a book in here for Cog. It's not my thing.
I will look through it.
I can't pick this lock, which I'm assuming is locked shut, but can I force the chest open?
Can we poke around and see if there's a key here first?
It's probably in the bed.
Search the desk.
While they're doing that, I'm going to force the chest open.
All right. You're going to try to force.
I find desk.
You find a desk. You do.
Okay, I did a little bit better than Bob.
All right. You got a... What did you get?
23.
Okay.
It's twice as good as Bob.
All right. Vercog, you make your way over to the desk. You're looking around. You find a piece of paper.
Okay.
But also you find something that is coiled up, looks to be serpent-like, and it starts to spring forth at you.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
And we're going to have to jump into initiative again.
Fabulous. I love that for us.
I mean, at least it wasn't exploding runes.
Yeah, but it feel like it might be a sepia snake sigil. Try to say that 3 times fast.
Nah,
Could be that. Could be an actual snake.
Could be. Yeah, I mean, that tracks.
All right. Bob, what's your initiative?
19.
19. Borm.
22.
22. Cinderspark.
11.
And Vercog.
19.
19.
Oh, it's so pretty. It's going to kill me. If it was on the desk, shouldn't it be over here?
Yep. But
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's in base to base with me.
oops.
Well, it matters for me.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Borm, you have the big initiative. What would you like to do as you see this thing pop to life? Let me give you a better description. Ruby red eyes. It seems to be made of bronze or copper with meticulous crafting. The scales are look to be like machined out of this bronze or copper. And it has what looks to be like a saw blade for a mouth.
It's awesome.
It's like an actual circular saw blade where the mouth
Yes.
should be on a regular snake.
Mm-hmm.
Borm is going to jump
clear.
over the...
We've never encountered anything like this level of technology in our daily lives.
Yep.
Have we?
No. All right, Borm, you jump over the bed into position, cornering this thing.
And Borm's going to swing at it. It's a 21 to hit.
21 to hit is going to make contact.
Oof. Unfortunately, 1 on the damage die for 4 points of damage. It is a piercing.
4 points of piercing damage. It does seem to get through.
Cool. It says versatile P, so I think that's piercing, right?
Yeah, versatile. So
Well,
Versatile P means that you can change it to piercing.
did you pierce?
like
Oh,
normally
gotcha.
you
Slashing.
slash.
Gotcha. So let's just go with slashing. Does that affect it at all, or do I need to know that it affects it?
It seems to get through.
Okay, cool. Then he will take a second strike. That's going to be a 9 to hit.
A 9 is not going to strike true.
Really, no
At
one?
the end of Borm's turn.
And being that Borm is the one that attacked it, it is going to attack back at Borm, I think, here. Let's see. What can we do?
Definitely hostile.
Yeah, it's definitely hostile.
No,
Uh,
definitely hostile.
it is going to try to bite at Borm. That is a 24 to hit Borm.
And it's
4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Bludgeoning.
Yeah.
It's a blunt saw
circular,
blade.
circular saw for a fucking mouth, and it deals bludgeoning damage.
It's actually a
Hey, I'm
sharpened
surprised
gear
you are.
that it uses.
Okay.
You know, it ran out of gasoline a while ago, so now it just punches people with the saw.
That makes sense.
It is going to try once again. 18 to hit Borm.
and misses.
And why not just run with the map for the third time since we're in this corner? That is going to be a 12.
That is a miss.
That is its turn. And Bob, you see this thing coil and strike out at Borm.
All right, first things first. Courageous Anthem. So you guys should get a +1 to attacks and damage on this thing. Second, we're going to strike at it with the Cold Iron Light Hammer. And there goes that. How is 18 against its AC?
18 against its AC is not enough to hit it.
Ooh. Okay.
As it dodges out of your way.
All right. And then for my third action, I'm going to step aside so that someone other than me can step into that space.
For Cog.
For Cog, first thing you would like to do is recall knowledge.
Yes, you can do that. I believe you have crafting that you could put to use if you would like.
I do. Oh, crap. Actually using crafting. Love it. It is a 23.
A 23. You know this to be a clockwork serpent spy.
Interesting.
It's a Tinker Serpent Spy.
It has the ability to record audio.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So hold on. Can I sing a goblin song into it to annoy?
We'll cross that bridge later, Bob.
Okay. Is there a way for me to deactivate it without destroying it?
There is not a way to deactivate it without destroying it.
Okay. Then with Courageous Anthem up.
I mean, how large is it?
It's medium-sized.
Oh, okay. So it's the same size as us. So get a barrel and shove it into a barrel.
Oh, I take that back. It is small-sized. I'm sorry.
If it's
A bucket.
medium size, it's bigger than us.
A bucket. Get a bucket. Shove it into a bucket.
Why don't you shove it into a bucket, Bob?
I'm going to needle darts it.
All right. You go ahead and needle darts it.
26.
A 26 is going to strike true.
But not a critical.
Not a critical.
So it takes 11 points of damage.
All right. And you can go ahead and describe your kill.
These 3 metal darts just kind of come away from my fingers and attach it to the wall. Just literally punch through it and attach it to the wall as its little beautiful clockwork head just kind of slumps to the side.
Will that ruin the playback?
It lets out a scream and begins to thrash, and this ticking sound just goes.
I take an action to grab the book, as I still have an action to work with.
Do you?
I do.
Wasn't that
No,
a
I
2-action
don't.
spell?
You don't have an action to grab the book.
No, I do not.
But we're still. So are we still in initiative?
We are, because when that happens, this guy pops out.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus, really?
What am I looking at? I see nothing.
There is
Yeah, you do.
one right
On the
next
chest.
to Cinder Spark next to the chest
Oh,
that you seem to have woke.
I didn't do it.
And it hasn't played with you yet, Cinder Spark, so it's going to play with you
Sure.
as it coils up and strikes out
Nimble dodge.
Nimble Dodge against a 13. It recoils and tries to lash out again with a 13. My dice suck.
Love that for you.
I know you do. And for my third and final trick, we're going to try it one more time.
Okay.
And that is the worst of them all at a 5.
Love that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that sucked.
And then?
And then this one makes himself known
Oh, Jesus Christ.
and strikes out at Bob after Borm had ruffled the bed. That is an 11 versus Bob's AC.
No, thank you.
Second attack. Ooh, that's an 18? No, 17 versus Bob's AC.
No, thank you. We've had enough. My face is still missing.
And one last attack towards Bob. That is a -1.
No visitors or distant relations are being accepted at this time.
Cinder Spark. This guy appeared at that chest that you were trying to pry open.
Which is rather rude. I'm going to turn it into a dog.
Gonna turn this into a clockwork dog.
Yeah, which I mean, why anybody would do that is beyond me. But let's Let's see how we go. How about a 14?
A 14 is not going to get through its AC.
It has dog armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, in that case...
But not horse armor.
But it's probably true. Okay, if a 14 misses, how about a 7?
A 7, you hit the wall and break your horse chopper or your dog slicer.
Do I?
No.
You hit the wall with a dog slicer and break your horse chopper.
Or the wall now is a dog. All right, let's try one more time. And fail even worse. Nope. We failed even better. 11.
11sies is not enough.
Well,
You're probably just wishing for 11sies now. Early.
we have had one breakfast. We have to have second breakfast before we have 11sies. Like, come on.
All right. Borm, it is back up to you. Round 2. You have one on the bed next to you.
Ooh.
It is moving seductively.
Borm is going to attack the one on the bed.
It's a serpent in the sheets.
Yeah. He's going to use his sword to attack the one on the bed.
Okay.
For 17 to hit.
A 17 misses your target.
Second attack is going to be a 9.
Which is?
German for no.
And he will take a third swing with nothing better to do. 8 to hit.
And again, your sword clangs off the stonework behind. However,
Borm's turn.
then this is what happens. It self-destructs. I need
What's the blast radius?
5 foots.
So everybody who's adjacent to where it was.
So for Cog and Borm, I need basic reflex saves.
Fantastic time to roll that.
I'm going to use a hero point.
Don't you like these new hero point rules?
I didn't actually draw a card. I'm just using it so I can re-roll this stupid thing.
Borm's going to keep his 9.
Borm's going to keep his 9.
Yes, it's still German for no.
We missed one, okay?
All right. So Borm is going to take 10 points of piercing damage. And Vercog is going to take 5 on a success.
Is the book still intact?
It appears to be. Bob.
Okay, I'm just checking to see. All right, so Goblin Song is... Wait, hold on. I am now an expert at performance, so I can actually target multiple things with Goblin Song.
Great. Can I annoy more people at once?
Yes. So first action is Courageous Anthem. Second action is Goblin Song at both remaining snakes.
Okay.
This is a performance against their will DC. I'm worse at it now. And I attempt to fascinate them as, oh my. It rolled off a 19 onto a 1 for a total of 10, which is not going to hit their will DC and definitely not going to hit their will DC plus 10. They do, however, hear about the peeing of the breastplates. You know, it's kind of like Ride of the Valkyries, except with...
And that seems to invigorate them.
Does it? Do they like that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, and then, considering that I'm currently standing in between two of them and I've just seen one explode, I'm not sticking around. I'm leaving the room. Because you guys are currently lined up in a way that from the hallway you will still be in my emanation.
You're not wrong.
And that is 3 actions. I'm done.
All right, for Cog. All right, looks like you step back from the center of the room to the eastern wall.
Have either of the spies been hit?
No.
Fabulous. So I will start with the one that Cinderspark is standing in front of, and I am going to throw some needle darts at it.
All right, some darts of needles.
20.
20 is going to make contact. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Takes 8.
It is still alive and slithering.
Fabulous. I end my turn and pass it on to the devious snakes.
All right. The first one to go is in melee with Cinderspark. And it is going to strike at Cinderspark.
Who nimbly dodges?
Natural 2.
See how nimbly?
Yes. You nimbly dodge as this thing strikes and misses between your legs. A natural 3 to follow up the natural 2.
Love it, love it, love it.
I just keep rolling with this die here? Maybe the luck changes on it?
No, you should definitely roll something else.
All right. With that, the third strike is also not going to hit, as that is a 15. That is all 3 of my actions.
Wonderful.
This other one is going to strike out at Borm. Don't think a 16 is going to get there.
Nope.
Goodness. All right. We'll try it again. Even less. All right. That die is going to jail. All right. Cinder Spark.
Well, it flailed futile at me, so I should return the flavor and flail futilely at it. So there's a futile strike number the first. Does a 25 hit?
A 25 is a hit.
Love it. Would you kindly take 7 points of damage?
Would you kindly describe your kill?
No. And then
A goblin chooses, a slave obeys. No.
is it also now ticking?
It is also now ticking and winding up.
I pick it up.
Go ahead and roll me a thievery check.
12.
12. Okay. You have it in your hand.
Okay. We're leaving. Cinderspark picks up
I
an
guess it's
exploding
gonna-
snake and walks outside.
I guess it's going to explode in Cinderspark space rather than next to you guys.
All right.
What about the other one?
Well,
Borm.
it's not ticking yet, is it?
Nope. Borm.
Borm is just going to attempt to attack the one currently still on the bed. Fucking 1 for 11. A 5 for a 10 to hit. Borm's just gonna leave. Fuck this. It's the end of his turn.
Borm steps out of the room. He's next to Bob, leaving Vercog in there alone. Bob, Borm has come out frustrated by the snake that is left behind. How do you want to respond?
I thought the two of them had it, so I wasn't really going to deal with that snake. What I was going to do was chase after Cinderspark, grab the snake from Cinderspark if Cinderspark doesn't resist, and toss it away.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I toss it at the door because that's more than 5 feet away.
All right, give me an acrobatics check.
door.
Acrobatics, sure.
Or athletics.
Oh, that's initiative. The skills. What do
athletics.
I?
I'm sorry, athletics.
Acrobatics is better. Fine.
Well,
Nat 20 for a total of 25.
All right. You nimbly throw that across the room towards the door.
There goes Cinderspark. What are you doing? Oh, well, I mean, teamwork. Yes, teamwork. I'm done with my turn. That's 3 actions. I mean, is it 3 actions to grab it and then throw it and then move?
Yes.
move,
Okay.
grab, and throw it. Yeah, but yeah.
Yes, but the point is, I'm done with my...
All right, Vercog.
Just didn't want it to blow up on the chest.
Oh, I thought you were, trying to save the party member.
No one else was in range. I could have just stepped back.
That is true, which is why I didn't know why you did that.
So it was going to blow up on the chest.
Well, I figured you have like some sort of a roguey way of avoiding explosions.
Yeah, don't be in the way.
That's an excellent way not to have explosions happen to you.
What would you like to do while you're still in there, Vercog?
While you guys are having this conversation, I shoot a set of needle darts at the last sneaky snake.
All right.
21?
21 is going to connect. Roll damage.
12.
12 points of damage. This thing is in rough shape. I feel like if you could connect with it again, it might actually die.
Yeah, well, it's coming. I'm assuming that... Come at me, bro.
That was all you wanted to do?
I only have 3 actions. I cast a 2-action spell, and I ain't moving.
Okay. It moves forward and is going to strike. That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
And so long as I rolled damage, I forgot how much damage it does. That much. 1. 1 is the total of damages.
Okay.
This is like the most pointless combat ever.
It kind of is.
You know, if I cast the Hymn of Healing, it would give you temp HP, and somebody could just like walk around the snake while it tries to nip at your ankles.
I am significantly unconcerned.
All right. We're going to try with the third action to attack. That is a 13.
Misses.
All right. The other one by the door explodes, and its shiny ruby-like eyes shatter.
That makes me sad.
How's the door?
Cinder Spark.
Did the door take any damage?
It doesn't look like it, no.
Stupid snake. So Cinder Spark walks back down and takes a swipe at the snake. Yeah, okay. Well, I rolled a 1.
Yeah, ones don't hit.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's a total of 9.
The German for no.
It is. I'm gonna try again, and we'll do better this time. It's a 17.
A 17 does not strike true.
Still not a 1.
Also true.
That is all 3 of your actions. Borm.
Borm is actually going to come back in. Does Verkog threaten?
Yeah, does Verkog. Verkog doesn't have a weapon out, right?
Nope.
All right, sorry, hold on one second. Let me see if I can make it around the other side. 5'10". I think I'd be able to. It's going to be weird. Okay, cool. Then I'll attack. There you go. 22 to hit.
22 is a hit.
It's going to be 15 points of damage.
And you obliterate this thing. Combat is over.
Is that one now ticking?
It is now ticking.
We shove it into the corner, and Borm can get out of the way.
Let's see. Bob has a turn.
Well, Borm still has an action, so you could reposition it.
Yep. Borm, you have another action.
Can I reposition it under the bed? Just kick it under there.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. That'll be my turn.
Well, the problem with that is Borm's still going to be next to the beds, so might have to make a save against the shrapnel.
I'm going to go ahead and end the encounter, but Borm, I am going to still need a reflex save from you.
Actually, I can help with that, because what I can do is I can cast Hymn of Healing, and that is going to give Borm 2 temp HP.
Okay.
Nice. 26.
26. You are unharmed. This thing explodes under the bed.
Oh, that was a crit success.
Excellent.
I gave him a bonus for it being under the bed.
Well, you're also going to recover 8 points of healing from 4 rounds of sustaining the hymn.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It's too bad they blew up. They were nice.
Yeah, that was why I immediately said, is there a way I can deactivate these things?
Yeah.
All right. Verkog, as you continue going back over the desk, you find some Everlight crystals.
Hey, what?
A slightly damaged, does not look unreadable journal.
Okay.
And a key.
Fabulous.
And we'll find out what that key goes to next week.
I hate you so much.
Because I know you love books and keys.
I hate you so much, right?
I believe what you mean is, what Chelios?
Thank you for listening to Dour Gnome Adventures. If you enjoyed our show, check out our website, dourgnomeproductions.com, for links to our social media and Discord community. Also, don't forget to leave us a review on your podcast app of choice and share us with your friends who might enjoy our show. New episodes drop every Monday. Dour Gnome Productions uses trademarks and or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Dour Gnome Productions is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. We are playing through the Pathfinder adventure Rusthenge by Vanessa Hoskins. Music and sound effects for this podcast by Michael Ghelfi Studios, Filip Melvin, and Kevin MacLeod. Dour Gnome Adventures is the property of Dour Gnome Productions.